speaking of more details, we may need a few more details before we completely understand this, but we are quickly going from concept to implementation at Davis Wade Stadium for a new fan opportunity, a new fan amenity area. Mississippi State is introducing the balconies on the east side upper deck. West side upper deck? Home side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought it was the east.
Nope.
Clearly I am wrong. Okay. West side upper deck, so above the press box. On the north and south ends, there is a new club-style concept area, but it's kind of a bring-your-own stuff to the club setup. Tell me more, Hey Dad.
Yeah, the idea, the original rumor, or not rumor, but that was passed along was to try to bring some of the left field lounge into Davis Wade. But now it's more of a bring the tailgate into Davis Wade, in that you have your own area in the stands where you can bring chairs if you want, but you can move around. You know, you think about being in the stands, and you're always thinking, gosh, you know, somebody walking in front of you a bunch of times is just the worst thing ever. This is an area where you can get up, move around. You'll have electrical outlets available to you, so if you want to park a fridge up there or a fan, you can do that. It's shaded, so you have that. You'll be able to. They'll set it up the way they do, like the club level, where you can bring drinks and food in ahead of time, and they can be there waiting for you, or you can order from MSU Catering, and they can bring food up there. So it's supposed to be like a tailgate-style experience while you are in the stadium. So it's interesting. It seems unique to me. I don't know that I've seen something like this before, and it's just another example, you know, of universities having to be creative, because the old days of just opening the stadium and, you know, everybody will show up. Those days are gone. You got to do something.
I am at the very least fascinated by this concept. Mm-hmm. We've seen a few places that have tried to create a different than normal kind of in-stadium experience. If you want to go back, good grief, it's probably been 15 years when the Arizona Diamondbacks put the swimming pool in the outfield. You could rent that area for like a pool party. I think UCF tried to kind of create a beach zone inside the bounce house up at the top of the stadium. The Jacksonville Jaguars kind of did beach-style cabanas in their stadium. This is a little bit different spin on all of that. Have you talked to Mississippi State fans, seen reaction to this? How's it being received?
The reaction, by and large, has been positive. Early on, there was a lot of questions about it, and even from me, because I could not wrap my head around the idea of left field lounge in Davis Wade Stadium. Now that I've seen the mock-ups of it, it's been relatively positive. You have some people who are just like, I'm not coming to the games regardless, or there's just some of those people. But I think by and large, people are I don't know if excited's the right word, but they're interested. Yeah, and from what I can tell, the university feels like they've gotten some commitments already on these things. These were seats that were not being sold, though. That was the main thing that Mississippi State put out. They took 1,900 seats out, or they lost 1,900 seats in this renovation. But these were 1,900 seats in the corners of the end zone. Of the upper deck that they weren't getting sold anyway. So why not try something here? I applaud that. I think it's an interesting idea. I think it has a lot of potential. But we'll have to see how it goes this first year.
It's not terribly expensive for what you're getting. It's,
if you have 8 people, it's $5,000. So I mean, 5,000 divided by 8, it's like $625, something like that, for a season ticket.
5,000
because it's 8 spots.
That is $2,700 donation, and then $225 a ticket.
What's 225 times 8?
Okay, maybe that math works. 225
1,800
times 8 is 1,800 plus 2,700.
Plus 2,700.
Yeah, 4,500. Okay.
All right, so it's about $5,000.
Yeah.
So well, that's a rounding error at the Cross House. I get it. But it feels like it's a pretty good deal. I mean, it definitely seems like it's like I said, it's just interesting to me. The idea of, I don't know how people think of some of this stuff. I would never have thought the idea of having people standing up and in the upper deck. I never would have thought of that, but kudos Mississippi State. I'll give them some credit for this one.
Yeah, and I guess you can you can kind of set it up left field lounge style, like if you want to bring chairs.
Right.
I think the release said you could bring chairs.
Chairs, tents, things like that.
No,
you can't bring a grill. That's
no tents.
That's it. Did it say tent?
No, I said you can't do tents. There's a shade structure on the back wall of each. And I initially thought, does that really help you all that much? But with it being on the west side, then largely you're going you're going to be, sun setting behind you.
I would just buy one of those fans like the NFL teams have on the sideline. That's all I really need up there. One of those,
or you could
cool zones.
Do like the bench that's got the fans built into it.
Yeah, something like that.
It is still the upper deck, so in terms of viewing,
it is what it is. But I feel like they have a better chance of selling these than they did of just selling seats on the bleachers at that price.
What about in terms of return?
It's not even better chance. It's they have a chance, period.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So let's just say it's $5,000 a box. Is it 24 of these on each end? Is that right? Or 12 of these on each end for a total of 24 of them?
It's 22 total. It's 11 on each end.
So let's just say, because some of them are bigger than others. I mean, round up and say you get 8,000 of them. That's $176,000 in gross revenue. It's a $2.5 million project.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Maybe it's not about making money on it. I memean, maybe it's just more about getting people in that part of the stadium.
Just getting people in. I mean, it looks when your upper decks are empty. I mean, it's just not a good look. You think about like a CBS game, and the first shot is always that overhead of the stadium. When your upper decks are empty, that's not what you want. This gives you an opportunity to put some people in the stands. You're still going to make some money long term on it. I think they got to try something. That's the other side of this. Is the other option was not sell the seats at all.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody says that $4,500 per game or for the season. That's for the season.
Yeah.
If it was $4,500 a game, that would have been a waste of $2.5 million.
Then we need to start talking about having some personal butler service and things of that nature.
Lobster buffets,
Ooh.
Yeah,
well, now you got
rib.
Says, cool idea. Can't wait to see it in action. How much space is dedicated to it? It's 2 sections in each
on
corner,
either side.
Right? Yeah.
Right, correct.
RC, stop with your negativity. Next year, Ole Miss will try it. I don't think I've been negative. I think it's kind of a cool concept. See if it works out. I was just trying to figure out the math behind it. So
just so